Hi friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm Katie. Last week I did an unboxing of the Sterling Ink common planners that I pre-ordered, including this passport, which I am so excited about. Also, I ended up cutting out some vellum to put underneath, which was pretty labor intensive. I did it with my silhouette, but I do think it looks really cool. So it's just a thing. So I unboxed this, and today I was going to show you what my passport everyday carry situation looks like, because I have been carrying around a passport system since July when I pre-ordered this and wanted to see what it was going to be like. So first thing is I do sew the leather covers myself. So I can't give you a personal recommendation, but I know there are some really great ones. The ones that I eye a lot and keep almost pulling the trigger on is from Chili Leather on Etsy. I will put a link below. They come in so many beautiful colors. I've seen some people in the Sterling Ink Facebook group talk about them, so they seem like they're really nicely made. Obviously, I don't have any personal interactions with them yet, maybe, but really beautiful, and they are releasing ones that are specifically for Sterling Ink. So if you're worried about if your full year or whatever will fit in them, that's a great option. Now, the passports only come in one size, the compact, so that's not so much an issue, but it's nice to have a vendor who is like specifically saying if it's for Sterling Ink compatible or not. So here's the one with the book in it, but the one I'm actually going to show you today is this one with my current inserts in it, because that's the one I have all set up and what I am carrying around day to day. So this is the first one I sewed, and you can see it has one pen loop on it. For the second one, I did add a second pen loop. So we'll talk about that. First, a little bit of silliness. It's kind of a lot. I only put this on this week. I haven't decided if it's like too much or not, but this is a little bow charm. I got this from Planners Anonymous, but these are the little Yoseka Stationery mini fountain pen keychains, and they're just so cute. We'll see if that stays on long term. I might find it annoying, but I currently have it, and then I just like put it up and out of the way when I put it down, so that all right, in terms of things I've bought, so I use 2 fountain pens. If you're not into fountain pens, I'll talk about these in a second, but if you're not into fountain pens, if you're into gel pens, I think what I would use is one multi-pen. Like, I think what I would get is a Uniball Signo multi-pen, and I think what I would do is replace one of the colors with 2 different sizes of black. I think I would have like a 0.38 black and a 0.5 black, or maybe even a 0.7 black if they have that, because one of the things that I do with my fountain pens is make different line weights, and that's a thing I enjoy having. So I don't personally have that. For passport, you're looking for something that is around 5 inches tall. So if you're looking for pens, that's what I would recommend. Yeah, you could probably even do about 5.5. So go around and look for that. For my fountain pen enthusiasts, I'm using Jinhao 82s. These are the knockoffs of the Sailor Pro Gear Slim. This is a real one, so they're pretty much exactly the same. So obviously you could use a Pro Gear Slim, however they are significantly more expensive than the Jinhao 82s. I bought these on AliExpress, and they're like $4. And they don't come with the different finials, but if you buy different colored ones, you can mix and match the finials. I buy mine with Fude nib or the bent nib so that I can do different line weights. I'll show you that in a little bit. And I have two. I have one that I just have waterproof black ink. I use the Atramentis Document Black, and I'll put a link below for that if you're interested. And I find that it has really good flow, and I like it a lot. And then I have one with like it also has a bent nib on it, and it just has whatever my color of the month is, just regular dye ink. So I'll show you that but those are the two. I did find that I wished I had a pencil. If you got the like multi-pen, some of those have pencils, then you'd be like so set. I bought this teeny tiny pencil. Like, I don't know that it's gonna come across on camera how small this thing is. This is a small pen and it's pretty tiny. I bought this from Yoseka, although I'm sure you could get it on Amazon or on Jet Pens, but it's so tiny. It doesn't have an eraser. That's not true. It does have an eraser. That's exciting. I don't know how one buys replacement erasers, but I don't usually erase with this pencil. Usually when I'm in an erasing situation, I'm at a desk, but when I'm out and about, I still might need a pencil. But it's so tiny that I just hook it on the strings, and it's like got such a narrow, I don't know why it's causing me trouble. It doesn't usually. It's usually just stretch the elastic, and then slide it on. It's got such a narrow diameter that like I really can't feel it on the inserts. I mean, maybe if I'm trying, but there are so many things, you know, bumps are kind of a part of inserts. I'm not worried about it. When I switch to a book, I'll have to decide what to do, but I'll still have strings, I think, so I'll figure it out. But those are my writing implements. It's kind of overkill, but I have so many options, and when I carry this around with me all day, and I like having everything I want, you know, attached and with me. So that's really nice, because I do carry it around the house with me as well. I carry some blotting paper. This is from Esterbrook. Obviously, you only need that if you're like doing fountain pen stuff. And even so, I don't use it a ton, but it's convenient to have it. And my leather is kind of flimsy, so it's adding some structure to this cover, which I appreciate. So I've talked about my inserts before. I currently have a monthly insert that I don't use much, a weekly and a daily insert, and just a notes insert or scratch paper insert, and I find that really useful. Obviously that will switch when I go to the actual book, but that's how I have it set up. I love these Midori tabs, and I do find that even though the paper is quite thin, that they stick reasonably well. I've never lost one. And then I also have this kind of jumbo paper clip that I use to go between my weeklies and my dailies. That won't work as well in the book format, so I'll probably switch to all tabs or 2 tabs and a paper clip. All right, let's talk about why I have different nib sizes, or like if I had a gel pen, why I'd want two different sizes. So the columns are very narrow in passport size. That's just, you know, the name of the game. I think they're about 3/4 of an inch or about 20 millimeters. Yeah. So they're pretty small. So you definitely want to be able to write small or to abbreviate or whatever. So for a bent nib, if you hold it upside down, you do get a really thin line that I use for you know, most of this column kinds of stuff. But I do like to have my headers a little bolder. And so for that, I use the bent nib right side up, but it's angle dependent. The higher the angle, more upright you're using it, the thinner the line, and then it gets thicker as you go down to a lower. Yeah, so here you can see, you know, I can do the really small reverse writing, high, medium, and low. So it's super functional to have that many nib widths in one small pen. And then I have the second one. I use this one more often, right side up, as a highlighter because the super wide nib works great for highlighting like that. But I do use it to write some too, which is why I'm glad to have it. I mean, this is thicker than than most fountain pen nib sizes generally are, so I use it to highlight and to decorate and whatever. But sometimes I do also use it. I've gotten a little out of the habit in the last few weeks. I do use it to write in my columns, you know, on the reverse side for not a lot of examples in the last 3 weeks, but I use it to write things that are happening that I want to remember, but that I might not necessarily be going to. Just, you know, I live in a college town where the football games are a huge traffic consideration. I'm not going to the game, but it's worthwhile to know that it's happening. That kind of thing I have a tendency to do in the additional color. And then I'm actually using the pencil to either put in things that are a couple weeks ahead sometimes, or I actually use it day to day to fill in kind of for my journaling practice later what happened each day. It's nice to be able to do it in this planner, so I'm adding this afterwards. It's convenient to have it, you know, with me, so that I have those notes when I go to transfer it to my memory keeping planner. I think that's everything that's really in this compartment. I guess we can talk briefly about my weekly. I've talked about it on here before, but it's fairly simple. I divide off the bottom for daily tasks. I put time-specific things in. On the side, I like to do mail that's coming in, errands that I need to run that are outside of my normal routine. This is the first week I've done vitamins, but I like that there. And then sometimes, you know, another thing comes and goes depending on the week. This week it's for what to take to the Detroit Pen Show. Sometimes it's what I might need next week. That's just kind of swinging space. So it's not a lot of space, but I do feel like I use it really functionally. And then in like the dailies, I write a daily list. These are often include things that aren't on here. You know, I don't put routine like daily stuff on these to task lists, but I do put things that I do every day on my daily list. I have also been experimenting with doing a weekly list, although it's currently Saturday, and you can tell I did not keep up with it. Although I also didn't do many of those things, so the two might be related. So that's how I use that. If you've been following along, you know that I'm a little worried about running out of pages in my compact sterling ink, so that's still a thing that is on my mind, but I'm letting it go for now, and so here I am, letting it go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed a look into my Passport Everyday Carry. I do have a broader system that this goes into, like a wallet kind of situation. I don't have any of my wallet stuff in this unit, but I do have a Passport wallet on a chain situation, which I can show you soon if you are interested. So leave a comment and let me know below if that's a thing that interests you. If you have any questions, please leave them. I would be happy to answer them. I'm so excited for all the sterling ink stuff. I know you all are too. And so I really enjoy talking about it with you, both in this format and in the comments below. So thanks for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more from me, hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, friends.